Hey, welcome back to Thoughts, a design and creative podcast hosted by me, Michael.
And me, Thomas.
So just coming off, the way me and Tom record these is we're going to have to bulk record a bunch. So we started one earlier today, and I think it went pretty well, would you say?
I think so. It felt pretty good.
Yeah, I think we had a nice flow. We had a wonderful dinner.
The best burger in the world.
We get literally the same thing, and we fight over who orders, because then we just go, yeah, same thing.
Yeah. It's like the waitress comes up and she's like, so you guys ready to order? And then whoever she looks at first orders first. And then the next person, like, let's say that I order first. And then Mike is just like, yeah, I'll have that. Yeah. And then I did all the work, and all he has to do is say that.
Yeah, we came back and played some Smash Bros. It was honestly really close to getting heated.
Yeah. we were almost pissed at each other.
I think what's really fun specifically about us playing Smash is that we're pretty dead set even.
Yeah, it's always a back and forth.
Usually we're both on a good day fighting each other. I don't know. I feel like I wasn't doing that well. You were running circles around me with Mewtwo.
I know. Today, sometimes it's great with Mewtwo. Sometimes I'm just like, I can rock it. But other times it's Dark Samus, and other times it's nothing. Sometimes I have an off day. The last time I was doing bad.
Yeah. Oh my god. I really like playing you with Wolf. I don't know why. Our Wolf Cloud matchup is always really intense.
Yeah, it's always exchanging blows. Except for that last one. That last one, like once you get Cloud off the edge, it's just...
You can gimp Cloud pretty easily. Yeah. Just play keep him off the ledge.
Yeah, but it's always fun.
Yeah. So in today's episode, I thought that we would talk about some of our biggest design influences. We're probably going to keep this pretty broad. I mean, it can be, what kind of led us to design.
Yeah.
Give a little journey, what our dream job might be, what my dream job hopefully will be, and not a dream.
I think that's relatable too for anyone listening.
Yeah,
everyone kind of has that dream job. It's fun to imagine.
I mean, going back to our previous episode, if you would have told me that I was working at Company X, like...
for an internship.
Yeah, even like in my freshman year, I'd be like, yeah, you're kidding me, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah. No.
I mean, I think it speaks to two things. It speaks to kind of the advice that we gave last time about reaching out and being confident in yourself. And like, we did work pretty hard,
Yeah. It didn't come to us. We had to go out and go for it, In life, I'm no aficionado or anything.
Yeah, take all of our advice with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
You're not psychiatrists. What am I trying to say?
We're just from our life experience.
We're not therapists, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, we're not officials or experts on anything. We're just talking about our own life experiences.
But again, isn't that advice just as useful?
I guess so.
I'm really
because
tooting my own horn.
Yeah, you are. I was going with it, and then you were just like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
But anyway,
do you want me to start, or do you want to start?
You can go ahead.
So, I knew that, at least from the beginning, I said this a little bit last episode, that I always wanted to do something creative. Now, whether that's animation, graphic design, I didn't know what industrial design was, but...
And neither did I when I went into college.
I think that's the same with literally everyone who has been in my major.
Yeah.
Or our major. Is like, yeah, so I was looking at architecture, and then I found this thing that's way more fun.
Yeah.
No shade to architecture, but like, my ID boys, it's... and girls.
I toured my college when I was in I think 11th grade in high school. And my sister was actually looking at the culinary program there. And she didn't end up going there, but I ended up talking to the graphic design people there.
Uh-huh.
And they were pretty nice, and the program looked all right. And I'm like, all right, looks like a lot of work, but interesting. And then I talked to the sole and only industrial design professor that is at that college.
Yeah.
And he was just like, yeah, we have fun. We build shit. And sorry, pardon my language. Can we curse on this show?
Yeah, I think we're just going to try to keep it to a minimum.
Okay.
But like, if I say a couple fucks and shit, that's fine.
It's just how we're not going to try and censor ourselves. Yeah. But he's just like, we build stuff, we have fun, and we also learn. Like, it's learning and having fun.
Yeah.
And that's why I love industrial design, because it's building stuff, it's making things, using your hands.
Yeah, I think specifically for me, I really feel that not only did I find like the perfect college, but like the perfect major.
Yeah, same here.
It's, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I do have a pretty severe learning disability. I have dyslexia, and I also have ADHD, so I got the whole package. But it's one of those things where it's hard for me to focus on things sometimes, things that I'm not interested in.
Yeah.
But it almost worked in the opposite way. Like, for me to find a career that was this perfect is awesome. Like, because I focused twice as much on it, and I was eager to go to class and to learn and to really to tinker and to ideate and to make projects.
Because it interests you, right?
Right. It's fun. Like, I wanted, like, I get up and I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And so I miss it so much in my job search.
In your post-college days.
Yeah, my unemployment's really fun.
Post-college sounds nicer.
Yeah, we'll go with post-college.
Yeah. It makes you sound more eloquent.
Yeah. You're still in it though.
I'm still in it.
You're still having fun.
Yeah,
not that I'm not having fun. But
it's different, I'm sure.
Yeah. It is.
I'm enjoying it though. It's a pretty good time. We take some. I'm sure you took some graphic design courses too, and those are kind of the tougher classes that we have to take.
Yes and no. Graphic design is one of those things where I feel like as industrial designers, it's like jack of all trades, master of nothing.
Exactly. Yeah.
We kind of just have to figure out how to do a lot of that stuff on our own.
Yeah.
Where, like, I know Photoshop, Illustrator, and all that, but I don't know it the way a graphic designer knows it.
Yeah, they know it inside and out. Generally, I'd say that.
Yeah, I mean, those are the programs they work the most in.
Like you said, jack of all trades, master of none. So we can get in it, and we can do some stuff, but we probably just are not as literate in it.
Yeah. I mean, at least for myself, I feel like you find that one thing in industrial design that you're like, okay, this is the area that I really want to go down in. And at least for me, I thought it was toys, and I really it's lighting now. That's the thing that keeps my interest. Have you found that thing yet? It's okay if you haven't.
Yeah, I know. Since working at Company X, I would love to go into the toy industry. I think that's a realistic goal now. Especially having that on my resume, having a product design experience. I think it's realistic, and I think it's a fun job. But ideally, I would love to get into like prop and costume making for movies and stuff.
Like I think we were talking about this the other day. What a workshop.
Yeah.
So that's dream job status for you?
Dream job status is Weta Workshop, yeah.
You hear that, Weta Workshop? Hire him.
Yes, we have 2 episodes of a podcast. Hire me with someone.
Yeah, hey guys, we're so popular.
But yeah.
Oh, we said at the same time.
We did. It was kind of romantic.
Yeah. I think it speaks to what you did when we were at Company X. Tom made 2 giant Gundam.
Yeah, out of the product. I made 2, like what, 2.5 feet, 3 feet tall. Something.
Yeah,
like
I remember when you were making them, and I was out sick that day.
Yeah.
And I guess in your boredom, without the Hector there, you were like, "Hey, so I'm making this Gundam. Here's its leg."
I sent you a picture, right?
Yeah, you just sent me a picture of the leg.
Yeah.
Like, and you always do that. You always do that shot where you put the camera really low, so you're looking directly up.
It makes it's a flattering shot, a downward up shot. It makes it look huge.
I'm trying so hard right now.
There's a joke there.
There's a joke that
we all know it.
You can figure it out.
Everyone watching, I mean, probably most everyone watching knows it.
Come on, you don't think 10-year-olds know about that? Or I was just really messed up. So on a lighter note, yeah, definitely doing like prop stuff. Like, are you more into doing like costume design, or would you want to do? Oh, there's this one YouTube channel that I sometimes watch. He makes like real swords, like forges them and stuff.
Is it? Can we name?
Yeah.
Michael Cthulhu.
Yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. I watch him all the time when I'm making stuff. He's phenomenal.
And then like what was it, Man at Arms or something?
Man at Arms, yeah.
Back in the day, yeah.
Big shout out to those guys.
Would you say that those are big influences on you?
Absolutely. For as far as prop making goes, I would say yeah.
Okay.
Michael Cthulhu, I've been watching him for a very long time on YouTube.
He does some really interesting stuff because not only do I think I think Man at Arms does a good job of making a really watchable video.
Yeah,
but I think
it's
that
entertaining and
I think that Michael Cthulhu, what I like is that he shows that entire process.
yeah, it's very raw. It's very real.
Yeah.
It's just him doing his thing, and that's really what I enjoy about his channel specifically.
Definitely.
But yeah, as far as prop making, he's definitely a big influence. And also for costume, for those of you who don't know, I make prop weapons and costumes for fun, and I go to conventions and such.
They're pretty impressive.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
We should probably post some of them at some point when we get a little bigger.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, that's up to you, but
yeah, I don't mind.
yeah, I remember. I remember when we met, and you were like, "Yeah, I do cosplay," and in my head, like, I know what cosplay is.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know to the extent that, like, not that I didn't think it was hard,
Yeah.
but like you put blood, sweat, and tears into that.
Yeah.
I remember when you were bringing in like that little MDF, like wolf. It was like holding a moon or something.
Yeah,
maybe a tooth.
the wolf head.
Yeah, that was so impressive to me that you hand carved that. Like,
I
could 3D print it. I'm not carving it.
I was really proud of that.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah, I made another one since then out of walnut.
Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I made it. I got it to look almost exactly like the original.
Yeah.
But yeah, prop costume making is kind of my passion. It's my dream job.
It will be your job.
Hopefully.
You keep
You're
that
more
mindset.
positive than I am.
I like to think that I'm generally a positive person.
That's a good
Towards
thing.
other people, maybe not myself all the time.
Probably same here.
It is really, I've found at least, that it is kind of those make it until it's real. Or
Yeah.
fake it until it's real.
Fake it till it's real.
Not even fake it, but like,
You got to believe it yourself.
you got it. People always talk about luck, and I think it comes down to you have to be ready to get lucky. Don't even. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Like my resume, my portfolio, and all that was done when I reached out to Company X,
Yeah.
and I was ready to strike when the target approached. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I hit it.
And you hit the target.
Boy, did I hit it.
Boy, you hit that target. We both hit that target. It's a big passion of mine. I'm not gonna plug my Instagram or anything.
No,
but
no.
Maybe in the future.
What is your favorite cosplay that you've done? Is it correct to call it cosplay? Like when you talk about what you do to other people, is that the term you use? Or do you say prop design?
I would say just costume.
Okay.
I would say cosplay is the act of wearing the costume, I guess. I don't think it really matters.
I've never thought about that.
I make costumes and I wear them. My favorite costume I've done, that's a tough one. It's probably the last one I finished, which is probably no one is gonna know this.
You'd be surprised, man.
From the based on the anime Fate Stay Night, there's a mobile game, Fate Go, which I play religiously. And I made Lancer Artoria Altar, which is a mouthful. But it's my favorite costume. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah.
I would say I think it's impressive. I think the paint job is really what pops on that one.
Yeah. I really, really like when you do weathering on stuff.
Yes.
What?
Weathering is my
What
favorite
what
part of
is
the
your
process.
attraction to weathering a costume though? Because like I like how you do it. Like that's never something that I would do though. Like
Yeah.
even in a video game, like
Yeah.
if I had a character's armor and it was weathered, I'd be like, yo, let's take that to the paint shop, dude. Like the boy needs a car wash.
This boy needs a wash.
Like why do you like that aesthetic choice?
I think it makes it feel more realistic. It makes it feel real, because things get dirty, and even though you wash it, like let's say a prop gun, in the battlefield or wherever, you're gonna drop it. It's gonna get mud in the cracks and crevices. You're gonna wipe it off, but like a lot of that gunk is gonna kind of stay in those deep spots, and it just makes it feel real. It gives it 3 dimension, gives it some depth.
Yeah.
It kind of brings it from being a pristine prop to being something more realistic.
Would you say something that has a little more character?
Absolutely, yeah. Weathering is my favorite part of any process.
Now, are you weathering something based on the costume that is weathered, or are you yourself doing it your own weathering? Like, I mean, obviously you're doing it.
Yeah.
But do you have a specific like decal thing that you're doing? How do you weather it? Like actually?
I take a old crappy paintbrush that is all dried up and like not you wouldn't use it for painting, you know?
Right.
And I dip that with a little bit of silver paint, and it's called just dry brushing, and you kind of slap it on the edges, make it
Oh.
not perfect. Just
So you're actually painting it.
yeah.
At least in my mind, this is how I thought you were doing it. I thought you were taking steel wool and rubbing paint off.
No, that is a technique actually to build up layers of paint. So like you seal with plasti dip, which is like a rubberizing spray paint, which is I use. And then you put like a silver coat as a base coat, and then some people will take like toothpaste or mustard, and they'll actually put it on the like edges and corners of the gun or of the prop, and then they'll paint it over it again with the color, and then they'll wipe away the toothpaste or the mustard to leave like those kind of weathered edges.
Are they trying to? Well, I guess it wouldn't rust if it's not metal, right?
No, you can make rust. They sell like a rust kit where I think you rub on like a metal powder, and you spray it with an activator, and it like pretty much instantly rusts, and it gives like a really nice effect. I usually just use some acrylic paints and just kind of get a rust color going and put it where I want it.
Yeah, I went like super into interview mode.
Yeah, you did.
I don't know. I think that makes for an interesting show.
I mean, I enjoy talking about my cosplays, and it's something I'm passionate about, so I don't mind talking about it.
Yeah, you ever got any flack for it? Like people being like, "Cosplay's only for girls" or something like that.
Kind of. I think
Which I would disagree with.
For the most part, everyone has been insanely supportive.
Yeah.
My first costume was not good. I don't think it was.
What was it?
It was from Halo. It was
Of course.
an ODST. I grew up with Halo, so it's kind of nostalgic for me.
Honestly, that's probably kind of. Would you call yourself a fanboy? Xbox fanboy?
I wouldn't say a fanboy, but I would prefer Xbox. Yes.
Because I'm 100% a PlayStation fanboy.
I know you are.
I own 2 Vitas. That says enough.
No one else
No one else owns
two
the Vita.
Vitas. Much less one Vita.
Yeah, I have my day one original Vita, and then I have a salmon-colored 2000 Japanese import. Yes, on the home menu, circle is X and X is circle for us Americans.
Of course he does.
Yeah, no. I think what you do is really cool, though. It's something that I wish that I would have gotten into. And I think maybe because you didn't have access to video games necessarily, you tried spending your time in different ways.
That could be, I guess.
Like, I feel like you have a really cool, productive hobby. Whereas a lot of the times, like, I'm really into music, I'm really into video games, and lighting design in that I consume a lot of media that would be, like, projection mapping that, right. I don't know. I really like to watch some of my favorite artists' visions and how they carry out stuff. Especially, we'll probably get into it, Virtual Self would be, like, my biggest lighting inspiration.
Yeah.
So... but yeah, I mean, I would say you've learned stuff from cosplay.
Absolutely. I've learned a lot. Maybe not marketable skills per se.
I would say you have.
It depends on like when a workshop marketable. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, that's your dream job, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, hey, I do these things.
Yeah. I guess
Teach me how you do the things.
Teach me how you do things. Yeah. I would say I've amassed a skill set that is very niche.
Welcome to design.
Yeah, that's about it. I think we were talking about it in the first episode. Like everyone's kind of got their own design aspect that interests them, and for me, it's like the hands-on building props.
Definitely, that's actual hands-on work and not only behind the computer all the time. While I do like programming, programming, not necessarily coding. Coding is very difficult for someone who is severely dyslexic and can't spell a lot. At least they light up when it's written correctly. So, at least in the Arduino programs that
Arduino's nice. It's a good like kind of intro into it.
That was really one of the first things that grabbed my attention when we were doing lighting design. In sophomore year, everyone built. It was 3 lamps. We were doing. So we did one that was purely material exploration, which actually I have right over where we're recording in the corner. It's my sponge lamp.
Your sponge lamp, yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Have you seen it turned on?
Yes.
Okay. I was about to put this mic down and go show you right now on the show. Maybe we'll post pictures at some point once we officially launch. But I did that one, and then we did one which was purely shadow. So we took an Arduino, we hooked up 4 LEDs to it and programmed a pattern.
Right.
And then the original inspiration, at least for the lamp right up there, you know how it has those discs where it has like the pattern cutouts?
Yes.
So originally I did that with paper, and I laser cut out a pattern around a circle.
Right.
And then I just bent a bunch of those forms into each other and like glued it and stuff, so that you had this really like weird spaceship, like alien craft looking thing that had 3 different programmed LEDs that would do a sequence. And since they overlapped each other when all 3 were on, it would look like it's moving.
Yeah, it gives it a really neat effect.
Yeah, I was really moving the mic around a lot. I apologize for that.
This lamp is for an audio show at the moment. It's really cool. I can attest to that.
I actually won 3rd place in a competition for it and got
Did you
money.
really?
Yeah, oh my god, that was okay. This is a perfect story.
Okay.
So even my lighting professor was like, once I finished that, and it was one of the first things I had really struggled with industrial design. I actually almost dropped out.
Really?
My sophomore year.
Oh my god.
So the thing you just finished, I was really close to being like, I'm not good enough for this.
Really?
Yeah.
That's hard to believe.
I had some long nights and some long conversations with my parents.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think I really felt that everyone around me was way more talented than I was.
I think that's a thought that goes through a lot of growing up people's heads. I definitely have that thought sometimes.
And it was one of those things where I was talking, bless my mom. She was like, look, if this really isn't right for you, like, that's okay. Like, most people change their major, like, 3 times, I think is the average.
Really?
But
That's an average?
I believe so.
That's...
I know, I know so many people. My stepbrothers. Do you know I have...
I didn't know he had stepbrothers. I didn't know that.
Well, not... Okay, I kind of don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yes, obviously I had divorced parents, but that's fine. Like, that's totally fine.
We can talk about that another time.
They're not technically my stepbrothers, but they're my stepbrothers. They're good guys. Anyway, I don't know why I made that so weird.
Back to the show.
Back to the show. When my mom told me, she's like, it's okay if it's not right. But what I want you to do is for the rest of this semester, I want you to give it 110%. Like, I want you to give this your all. And, like, because if you push yourself and you, like, are producing results and you're doing good and you don't like it, then it's fine. Like, obviously you're trying. You're not failing at something.
Right.
And lo and behold, I went in for the rest of that semester and honestly for the rest of school with that mindset of, like, you know what? It's time to turn off these old high school habits and, like, really try. And
right.
I got to make that. And I made a stool as well for, like, a really specific product. And I think it was also really at a time where we were doing a lot more hands-on stuff. I was learning more actual, like a skill set instead of just make a cardboard shoe to learn self-discipline and planning out in Illustrator, which is, you need that.
Yeah.
But for Michael's go brain, it did not work.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I do. Even though I'm really enjoying school right now in industrial design, when I started, my parents were glad that my dorm window couldn't open because they were like, yeah, he's going to throw himself out. Like,
oh my God.
I had a really tough time my first semester.
I think really everyone does, though.
Yeah, my grades were fine. Like, I had a really decent average. I always struggled in math. That was the only class I didn't do well in.
How many math classes did you have to take?
Only 2.
Okay, I only take 1. And it was a take-home test. It was my final. Brother.
I had to take statistics and, like, college level trigonometry and algebra. And I also have to take physics, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm taking that next semester.
Hands down, worst class I took in college.
Yeah, I'm not looking.
Professor was an asshole.
That doesn't help. But anyway, first semester was really tough. Anyone going into college, all I got to say is like, give it a chance, because it's really scary. I don't know about you, Michael, but for me, going from high school to college was terrifying.
It's super scary.
Because like your whole world that you knew is changing.
Yeah. No, it's not even changing. It's like, hey, it's different. You're a lot more dependent on like your own day-to-day stuff.
Yeah.
You know, how far away is your college from your parents' house?
About 2.5 hours.
Okay.
So
I was
not terrible.
35 to 45 minutes.
Okay.
Which is like, and they actually both at that time worked in the city.
Yeah.
So they were like 20 minutes away then when they were at work. But it's like,
it's terrifying.
Yeah, and especially like you were in dorms, right? And you had a roommate that you didn't know?
No, I was really lucky. My mom, God bless her, she got me somehow when we were signing up for housing dorms. She got me a single room. So
how did you manage a single room?
I don't know how I got that, but if I didn't have that single room, I would have been so much more upset than I was.
Yeah.
It was great having a single room because it's just like my space. I can come to my space and kind of chill.
Yeah. I'm glad that you had a really positive experience, but I would kind of disagree with you in that I think
having a roommate gets you out there.
Not even that, but like it taught me like this sucks. not that my roommate was bad in any way. Of course, everyone's gonna have their quirks and things that irritate the other person.
Yeah.
Except my beloved Valmar.
Shout out to Valmar.
Shout out to the one and only Valmar. I miss you very much, and I'm sure
I miss him.
Yeah. So, yeah, really, really hopeful that we get to move in together again. But, where was I? I think it's a useful thing to learn how to live with other people, especially in that small space. In the bunkers that they made us live in, I had cinder block walls.
I mean, we did too, but they were painted.
Yo, you were in the basement, weren't you?
No. Oh I was on like the 4th floor.
Why'd you go to better school than me?
We're not going to say what schools we went to, right?
No.
Okay. I was kind of leaning towards not saying.
Yeah.
To protect the innocent.
Yes.
I really enjoyed having a single room because it was that downtime that I kind of needed, especially going from...
Yeah.
Because I was cyber schooled throughout high school.
Right. I always forget that.
Yeah. So I was kind of used to just being antisocial and not having to deal with people, which was delightful. And I still enjoy being alone sometimes.
No, I would consider myself an introvert. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really weird though because you are one of the most easygoing, like easy to talk to people I've ever met.
It's funny.
Maybe that's because you haven't met as many bad people as me. Like I don't know.
My innocent eyes haven't been hurt.
His young boy eyes.
This teeny boy.
teeny boy. Oh my god.
Sorry, that's a little inside joke.
We take a lot of Snapchats of each other's faces just in random areas. We were in an Asian supermarket.
I was recording.
He was recording me like pull out mochi or something, and I turned around and I went, teeny boy.
It was completely random and hilarious.
Yeah, that's kind of our relationship, honestly, though.
Yeah. But anyway, I didn't want to know anyone in college. Like, I didn't want to make any friends. I just wanted to go, get a degree, and go to work. You know?
Honestly, that's probably a lot of people's mentality.
Yeah.
Especially anyone who... You know what, though? I'm thinking about it. I had another friend and who worked with us in our firm. Shout out the Palm firm. In junior year, I won't say his name, but because I don't know if he would want me to say it. Valmar, you're just in this for the ride. He was homeschooled too, and he was also one of the most easygoing and like nice people that I've ever met.
That's really funny because
I really think it's because the world didn't mess you up.
It might be because I never saw myself as being outgoing or sociable.
Yeah.
But like
now you are, man.
I inadvertently made friends.
Yeah.
And I think that just kind of you find people that you can relate to, you know.
Yeah.
Find people with similar interests, and now I live in a house off campus with 3 other friends, and it's
you live and honestly have I have plenty of friends.
Yeah.
But you guys have interesting characters that you live with, man.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's so many things that I want to yell into this mic that you've told me about your friends.
I have some really interesting friends, and I'm so grateful that I met them. They really turned my life around when it comes to college. I think they really got me out there and got me enjoying college.
Yeah. I feel like I keep talking over you.
No, it's
but
okay.
I actually have the same experience where one of my really good friends, David, I give him a lot of credit for helping me get out of my shell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to religious high school. I'm not religious myself. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with, whatever view you have. But I don't know. It's weird to then come to a place where everyone can openly talk about whatever they want and whatever they believe, dress, however they want.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting David in my math class, and for the longest time, kind of like electronic music has been like my thing, and that's like the thing that really separated me from a lot of people. Especially like I'm like listening to really niche like hyper pop and like all kinds of weird. You've heard my car.
I have been in your car, yes.
Yeah. Also, you can follow me on SoundCloud at Vita's Last Name as well. I made some mixes when I was a freshman.
You're
like a dog.
plugging yourself left and right.
Bruh, it's our show. Like,
yo, you right.
It's
follow.
Okay, I didn't mean to say
on
my.
Instagram.
Yeah. Do you say your actual handle?
Yeah.
Give yourself the plug, man.
Okay. No one's. I mean, hopefully people watch this.
Tom, people are gonna watch.
You're probably right. You probably. Hey, you watching? How you doing? This is for you.
Tom, you're making it weird.
I know. Icarus Props at Instagram. That's where I post all my costume stuff. If you're interested.
Yeah, and you should check them out because they're really great. But back to David. I remember sitting down in that class, and he had his SoundCloud profile opened, and he's like following. We don't know about the scene. Is like a lot of these people have like 1,000 or 500 followers.
Yeah.
And for two of those, think about that. The random chance that two of those people are in the same room.
That is slim chances.
And his actual words were, "Well, guess we got to be friends now, right?" And we were, and we're both in the same major. We're both industrial designers. I've worked with him many a time.
Guess we got to be friends. That's a great first sentence.
I would love to reach out to some of the people in college because they're starting companies. Like David has his own design firm.
Really?
Well, he has his own company.
Yeah.
I don't know if he considers it a design firm. It kind of is. And then I know some other people. And if you're listening, we would love to have you sponsor the show or find some way to both equally promote each other.
Come on the
talking
show.
to you, Alex.
Come on the show, Alex.
Yeah, or come on the show and teach us about some entrepreneurship.
I don't know. I don't know you. Get over here.
He's a great guy. He really is.
I'm sure
He'll go out of his way to help you.
Those are good friends. Friends that will you can call any time of day.
Anyway.
Is it Craig?
Yeah, it's Craig Baradon. I think that's a video game guy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shout you out.
Just out some video game guy?
I think he's maybe an IGN guy.
Oh, shit.
I hope he hasn't said anything mean to Colin. One of my biggest influences, at least to do this, is a guy named Colin Moriarty. He runs CLS. Moriarty. It's a great name, isn't it?
It's from Sherlock Holmes. His main enemy is Moriarty.
You expect a dyslexic kid to have read a Shakespeare play or
Shakespeare.
something. What did you just say?
Sherlock.
Yeah, well, that shows my level of intelligence.
Okay.
Yeah, he was one of my big inspirations, and I watch him all the time. Him and his brother Dagan on a podcast called Knockback.
That's also a cool name.
Dagan?
Yeah. I've never heard that name before.
Yeah, no, it's a unique name. But there was, again, going back to kind of inspirations and dream jobs, this is something that I've always wanted to do as well.
Way to bring it full circle. That was smooth.
I like to think that I can do this, Tom.
That was nice.
I can do that. Yeah, it really, this is something that both me and Tom, we've always wanted to expand into some different creative fields and stuff. And I think that the camaraderie that you and me have.
Yeah.
Tom has a much better radio voice than I do. But I feel like everyone thinks that their voice recorded is annoying.
Yeah, I don't like my voice.
Like, imagine hearing your voice. Imagine listening to this podcast.
I mean, we listened back to
Well, yeah, we have to edit it and stuff. But I'd be like, yo, turn that off.
Yeah,
I
listening.
mean, I don't want to hear my own voice.
I'm like,
Put Colin on.
listening to my own voice. It's not at all how you hear it. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a creative outlet that both of us have wanted to do for a while.
Yeah.
It's just I originally wanted to do like a kind of gaming talking channel with my best friend since 3rd grade, and we're still best friends. Big shout out to Dakota.
We should have him on the show.
We should. He's a cool guy. You haven't met him yet, have you?
No, I have not.
Okay. But we never found the time. I bought the mic. I bought the equipment.
Can we give that context?
What?
Tom has a Blue Yeti. I have some $30 mic that I got on. Yeah.
I got the Blue Yeti when it was on sale. I got it for a really good
Yeah, no,
price.
you were smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, we got to buy this mic. We got to start. We got to do this. And honestly, that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
Like
you got to get started.
You got to start. You can't start with thousands and thousands of dollars equipment unless you can. That's awesome.
You got to take life by the horns, boy.
You got to get what were we calling them?
STEM Gundam.
STEM Gundam. Steam.
Steam?
Oh my god.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Steam?
I know what Steam is, but what are you talking?
Okay, radio silence is bad. I think we should bring it full circle back to kind of our big inspirations. I think you shared at least that like what a workshop is something that you would love to do.
Absolutely. I love what they do. I'm sorry, real quick.
No, you're fine.
If anyone out there doesn't know what Weta Workshop is, look them up. That's WETA Workshop. They're incredible. They make really cool props.
Did you see that Simone Gertz video that was just uploaded that she did with Weta Workshop? That's honestly how I found it out.
I don't think I have.
They reached out. Do you know who Simone Gertz is?
I've heard the name.
She's Queen of Shitty Robots.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a great YouTube video. You should go watch it. They make a costume of shrimp for her.
Oh, okay.
And it's so. But she's like a businessman shrimp. It's amazing. Go watch the video. At least my dream job, the position that I'm currently looking for, is something in event production. So I love lighting, specifically lighting for like public space.
Right.
Something that gives you that sense of like escapism.
Yeah.
And puts you in a different place. I did a project in a cemetery actually, where we were tasked with taking some of the monuments. You've seen that. That's like my most proud product.
Yeah. You
project.
sent me photos when you were doing it, and I was like,
it was so fun.
I was like, this is actually really cool.
So I took some like ambient electronic music from another studio that I think Notaka is the lighting studio. We'll link it in the description if I remember. Whoever edits this, which is probably me.
Because I don't know how to edit.
You'll learn. You'll learn with me. Not that I don't know how to do it, but I took their music and I put it over. We programmed out. We had like 2 floodlights, 1 spot, and I think 2 grazers. And what we were trying to do is it was this statue that had like. It was indented into this big wall, like this big pillar. And we wanted to cast light on different angles and really close to it so it would give off dramatic shadows.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that. We faded them in and out and programmed it to like the beats and the song changes, tempo changes of this ambient electronic song. Much like I was inspired to do that by Virtual Self set. And even like the figure is also very... For those of you that don't know, Virtual Self is the project. He is AKA Porter Robinson, my favorite electronic producer and favorite musical artist in general. What he's done with Virtual Self is taken those like early 2000s DDR aesthetics and done all kinds of graphic design. I think his little brother does a lot too. 'Cause I believe he's a fashion designer. But they made these awesome graphics that like spew different like phrases like Technic Void and I can't remember the 2 characters off the top of my head. It's like Path Selector and Technic Angel, I think are their names. I was gonna be Path Selector for Halloween. I made his mask in Fusion.
Really?
They were gonna I was like, asking one of our people who run the 3D printer shop if he could print this thing upright for me because I'm stupid and I don't know how a 3D printer works.
Yeah.
At that time,
Wait.
he was like, we're gonna print it out of Ninja Flex, and it's gonna take 18 hours, and we're gonna print it upright. And if it fucks up, I can't do anything about it. I'm like, yeah, man, do it. I'm gonna be it for Halloween. I don't care. Let me. My only thing was like, I didn't want to take up the printer for that long if like people are doing actual projects.
Yeah.
Like I'm just doing this fun thing, which is very important. Always do that fun thing.
Always
do
things,
that side
yeah.
project that you say you're gonna do, and then you never do it.
Hobbies, fun things, do them.
Yeah, do them. And tell them to people and maybe in interviews because it sets you apart. It means you're not a lifeless husk that just does design and makes...
You're not a shell of a human being.
You don't just make lint rollers all day. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you do, that job's important. But tell us what you do when you go home. Okay?
Go paint a picture.
And if it's still lint rollers, buddy, listen to our show more.
Why lint rollers?
Oh no, my lint rollers! Yeah, no joke. I have a lint roller in my car. I have one in my room. I have there's in the living room.
That was the funniest product you could have said.
I think, yeah, but it's like a real.
It's a fantastic product.
People always the most important.
What are you trying to say? The most important
No,
ladies and gentlemen,
threw myself off. My arm just moved and it made like some weird popping noise.
the most important product you can buy is a lint roller. This episode has been sponsored by Lint Rollers
Okay,
Incorporated.
let me paint you a scenario where
Actually.
let me paint you a scenario where a lint roller is the most important product in your house.
Go ahead and tell me.
Your name's Michael. You have 2 cats. They shed a lot. You're a designer, and your name is also Michael. And you wear all black all the time because you think you're cool, and you think you're Dieter Rams, or you think you're,
John Cena.
no, he's not a designer, Tom. Dummy.
Really?
Yeah, no, he's not. He waved his hand in front of his face, but he ain't building anything with it, as far as I know. Maybe he is, and he's gonna come suplex me into oblivion. I don't know.
Shout out to John Cena.
We can't. Yeah, shout out to John Cena.
We can't shout out John Cena. That went off.
I have no idea what we were just talking about.
You talk about lint rollers.
Oh yeah, I'm painting you the scenario. You have one everywhere because you get cat hair and you wear all black and you're cool, and you even have to lint roll your bed because your cat decides to talk. Is she up there? No, she's not.
No.
She talks to you all the time. I love my cat. Her name's Jessie.
Your cat
She's 13.
talks to you.
Yeah, you've heard her. I swear she understands me. Like we communicate. I'm like, yo, you getting off the bed, all right? And she's like, yeah, okay.
Is that what she says?
Or she's like, yo, Michael, please pick me up.
She
I'm
does make
old
some
and
funny
fat.
sounds.
I'm old and fat and 13. And cat ears. Do the math. I don't know what
She
that is.
she has like a dopey face. You know what I mean?
Yo,
it's adorable, but
Tom,
like,
do not talk about my cat that way. You can talk about my other cat. He's dumb. But you can't talk about Jessie that way.
I'm sorry, Jesse.
That's fine.
Okay, back to
No, we finished the lint roller thing.
oh, okay.
And I think going back to what I was saying about my inspiration really is like, I want to create that scenario. Like literally in the space we're recording right now, I have my LED strip on like virtual self looking purple, blue, whatever you want to call it.
It's actually very nice.
Lighting is so important.
It's very relaxing.
Like it's one of those things where once you're woke to it, you notice it everywhere. And
Once you're woke to the lighting scene.
I actually got a chance to tour Philips, maybe like a couple months ago, and they were telling me about how every like mirror in your bathroom is done wrong. Like you don't want to light from above because it's casting a shadow all over your face. If you have shadow and only light coming this way, and depending on the type of light, if it's warm light or if it's like, depending on the lumen output of the light. If I'm right, please, no one correct me because I don't want to know if I'm
even
wrong.
if he's wrong.
Even if I'm wrong, don't correct me. But like look at the Gundam you made right now under this purple light. Notice how like the red and orange pieces are kind of indistinguishable.
Yeah.
Like the way you see that through a different color, even if it's the warmth of the white light and if it's more orange, you're going to see things different, especially with huge shadows. And imagine putting on makeup and then walking out into regular daylight. You have no idea what you look like when you put your makeup on.
That's a fair point that I've never thought. Especially
and light doesn't just come straight down. When you're outside, it comes from every direction.
A lot of bathrooms, at least my bathroom.
My bathroom?
My bath, yeah. they don't really have windows. They don't have natural lighting.
No,
That's
they don't.
an excellent point.
So what they do is they have lighting come from all four corners of the mirror.
Right.
Um,
We're not sponsored by Philip.
We're not. I would love to. I would love to work at Philips. Okay. But like even stuff like that, and I think that the way light affects people is one of those things that it forever keeps my interest. And like even if you look at like we weren't able to create blue light up until, again, don't correct me if I'm wrong, like the last decade.
Correct him if he's wrong.
It might be 2 decades, but like even when we were there, like looking at how the actual diode, like the LED on the board that makes light, it got smaller and smaller. Like every year it's getting like 1/3 of the size of it originally was, to the point where like you can't even see it if it's on my pinky nail.
They're machine made.
Yes.
Okay. That's insane to think about, isn't it?
LED technology is really cool. Especially if you think about it, a regular incandescent light that puts out like 80% heat.
Yeah, that's kind of like that. The reaction gives off a crap ton of heat. Like
it gives more heat energy than light energy.
Yeah, if you have halogen headlights in your car,
right? Because you just got new headlights.
Yeah, I just got new headlights.
Because you ran into a turkey. That turkey wanted to be hit.
We're not going to talk about that.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, if you put your hand in front of your headlight, you can feel the heat coming off. It's insane how much heat is thrown off.
Yeah, it's generated. Yeah.
It's nuts. But like LEDs can give off also an insane amount of light without that heat reaction. It's very interesting. I think lighting is interesting. It's definitely
it's
a
like
field that's not really thought about a lot, I guess.
Yeah, and to me with my ADD, I'm like, yo, lights, colors.
Pretty color.
Yeah.
This has been a very, very good conversation.
Yeah, it has. I don't think it's over yet.
No.
It can be if you want, but
no, I'm having a good time.
It really is one of those things. Like once we get started going,
we're just talking.
Yeah,
we're just talking, and
like I always forget that you were. Is it homeschooled?
Cyber schooled on the computer.
Okay.
It's the same thing. I did school at home.
Wait, so then how did you meet your best friend?
Dakota?
Yeah.
I used to go to like normal school.
Up until what grade?
My parents took me out after 9th grade. So I finished my 9th grade year and they took me out in 10th grade.
Oh, that's so...
Yeah.
See what I mean, dude? You learn stuff like even about some of your best friends.
Yeah, I loved going to school, and I had my best friend Dakota.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dakota. And his twin brother Park, who is also my very close friend. We still hang out to this day. That's since 3rd grade. That's crazy to think about. That we've been friends for like 10 plus years. Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And like I still think our friendship is fairly unique in that like we're this good of friends, and
after like only a
legitimately
year.
It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
Like last month it was 1 year.
Yeah. It's insane. It's insane what can happen.
Yeah.
But anyway, my parents took me out because my sister had some bullying issues in high school, and they didn't want me to have those issues.
Fair enough, yeah.
Even though I wanted to stay in school, so they took me out to protect me, I guess. But it's fine. I think cyber schooling taught me how to organize my time efficiently.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Because you have a lot of freedom.
Much like college.
I think that's like I did well in college, even though I hated it. I think
you're still in college, boy.
I mean, like my first semester.
Okay.
But yeah, you have a lot of freedom. It's like get your homework in by this date, and as long as you do, you can. I didn't go to a lot of classes. Mom and Dad, don't be mad. I didn't go to.
Everyone skips some classes unless you're a nerd.
Dude, I had an English class at like 8 a.m. every day.
Yo, it's the English class early in the morning. Did you have to walk a lot to get there?
I'm talking about high school.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I skipped.
Oh, I was a goody two-shoes in high school.
Well, this was on the computer.
I couldn't even drive.
It's like a Skype call, kind of, without the video.
That's amazing.
So I just skipped I got like 100 in English. I've never missed. I missed a class like once because I slept in and through my alarm, and I was like an hour late, and I was panicking.
Was it a studio? Wait, this is high school still, right?
No, this is college now. I'm sorry. I'm kind of jumping back.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
I brought you back.
High school's over.
High school's done.
High school's done. It was my second semester, and it was one of my graphic design classes, which were the hard ones. And it was at 8 a.m. I had some really good friends in that class. Aiden. Shout out to Aiden. you know Aiden.
He's in it now, boy.
He's such a character. I love him.
I still need to meet Aiden.
He's great.
Hopefully Aiden can be on the show as well.
Great. Oh my God, yeah.
Well, when I come visit you,
yeah, like next week.
I'll bring the setup.
Next week.
I don't know about next week.
Yo, I know about next week.
Yeah, you do know about next week.
Okay, forget it. But yeah,
That's gonna be a drive, but that should be fun.
it's not that bad.
You drive a lot to get to here, so
I
I can't blame you.
Yeah, I missed like an hour of the class, and it was like a 3-hour class, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna make it, so I kept sleeping. That's the only class.
Well,
I skipped.
might as well miss the whole class.
Yeah.
I would do that.
I would feel so bad.
Yeah, but then you don't.
Yeah, and then you don't, and then you get to sleep in and take a shower and relax, and get your morning set. I some good advice that my color teacher taught me. I took a color class. I don't know if you did.
Like color theory?
Yeah.
That's so useful. I wish I would have had that.
Yeah, we have to take all of like the basic graphic design classes before we can.
You have a really different industrial design degree than I did, which I really appreciate, and it's good to like.
It's
have
interesting,
you as a
yeah.
friend to get the contrast.
Yeah, we had to take a lot of graphic design classes, and one of them was color theory.
Okay.
And my teacher was amazing. Can I? I guess I can say his name.
Nah, I wouldn't say his name.
No.
No.
Okay, Mr. So and So. Great guy. He made me a cup of coffee one glass.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Like fresh cup.
Oh yeah.
He ground the grounds himself.
No, he didn't ground the grounds. But he like brewed it fresh.
All right, fair enough.
It was really good. He told his one piece of advice for life was make your bed every morning.
What is he, Jordan Peterson?
I think the real advice there is
it is good advice.
Is like have your morning routine. Like don't just roll out of bed and leave the house, because like getting ready in the morning kind of wakes you up. At least it does for me. Like I have to wake up like 2 hours before class.
I'm pretty good about just getting up.
I'm not a morning person, but like having
you're always, whenever you stay over here, you're always up before me.
That's I don't know. It's always when you sleep over at someone else's house, you know.
Huh.
But I think having a morning routine is really important in college, especially since you have like no one's gonna tell you to get up, you know.
Yeah, mommy and daddy aren't there.
Mother and father won't know.
Yeah. Yo, they call me like, yo, get the fuck up.
But yeah, I think like setting that routine every morning is really important to keeping like it all comes back to time management, and I think that's incredibly important.
Yeah,
in college,
I think it's like disciplining yourself. Like,
yes,
you have to get up, and even if it's just making your bed, like you're doing something. You have to keep this routine. You got to do it.
Yeah, and it's just a start to the day. So I honestly,
I've started doing that. Like my bed's made right now.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't terrible advice.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was good advice.
Yeah,
I wonder if he did get it from Jordan Peterson though.
I wonder. I don't know. Cool teacher.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. But yeah, there's inspirations and goals that we all have. And
yeah.
That's what this episode has been about.
I think that we're going to wind up talking a lot more about some of our big passions. And I think we had mentioned before that video games are very important to the both of us.
Yes, we didn't even touch base on that.
That's fine. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
More content.
More content.
More content, boys.
For inspirations, yeah. We'll save that for another episode, I guess.
Yeah, so
because we could talk for a while about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I think we will, and I think that maybe we'll even pick out like maybe you teach me about Halo, and I'll teach you about Little Big Planet or Spyro or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, this has been episode 2 of Thoughts. Thank you for lending us your ears.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I know we have fun doing this, just talking. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening. Yeah,
definitely. So you can find me at Vita's Last Fan on Twitter, and you can find me at Vita's Last Fan on honestly pretty much everything.
I'm Icarus Props on Instagram.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all I use.
Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah,
we'll see you next time.
Guys.